New England has 4 straight games against playoff teams from last season. Bucky is back, but Acho, confident Cam finishes the season as the Patriots starter?
Respectfully, I don't think there's any plausible way Cam Newton can finish the season as a Patriots starter. Respectfully, with all due respect. It's very simple. One, Cam Newton, you're battling history. 32 of the last 34 first-round draft picks of quarterback have made a start their rookie season. The 2 who haven't, Jordan Love, who was behind MVP Aaron Rodgers. I don't see Cam Newton having an MVP season this year. And Jake Locker, who was behind Matt Hasselbeck. That's not the big deal. The big deal is that Jake Locker just wasn't a good quarterback. His overall record in the NFL, 9-14. So you could say, based upon the definition, he was a bust. So unless we think that Mac Jones just isn't a good quarterback, which none of us have ever professed that, we've only professed that he was not as good as Justin Fields, then that's out the window. And unless we think that Cam Newton is about to have an Aaron Rodgers MVP caliber season, then that is out the window. As I look at it, Cam Newton and his greatness is the antithesis of the Patriots. The Patriots want consistency. Just be consistent. But Cam Newton is the furthest thing from that. Cam Newton is elite and he is great. Or Cam Newton's just bad. Think about it like this, Sal. Think about it like this, Bucky. Cam Newton has never won 8, 9, or 10 games. 3 times, he's won 12 or more. He's been great. 4 times, he's won 6 or less. He's been bad. But he ain't never just been good. And when you have a great defense, which the Patriots always have, when you have a phenomenal head coach, which the Patriots have, and when you have a competent football team that doesn't lose games, they just go out there and play good football, you sometimes just need a quarterback that's going to be good. And Cam Newton is feast or he is famine. But Cam Newton is not just standard. And that is a problem. That's why I don't think he starts all season.
Wow.
You know, Arthur, you should be a rapper because you're so great with words. The way you slide things in and out, the lyrical metaphors and all that, like you should step on the mic. Like, if I could do it, we should have Freestyle Friday and let you go to work. Because what you did is you dropped the lead when it talked about the Patriots and why they lost last year. We can talk about Cam Newton, but that great defense was so great that they went there and Matt Judon brought Cal Van Noy back, brought a host of other veterans back. COVID opt-outs came back so they could upgrade that unit. And then on offense, the host of playmakers that he had around him, can we name one player from last year's perimeter squad that we want to build around? No. And the Patriots couldn't either. That's why they went and got Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry. They brought Kendrick Bourne over, Nelson Aguilar, because they knew, man, they sent Cam Newton to the gunfight with a butter knife. So now he finally has some weapons, and we're going to see Cam Newton because, look, pre-COVID, that's enough to get it done. We have seen Cam Newton put the ball in the paint last year, 12 rushing touchdowns. And I know what you're saying because you want to say, yeah, but you got to throw it, you got to do all this. But really, when you really look at the Patriots and the way they want to play, they want to grind it out. They want to run the football, control it, play great defense, and they want to beat you 20-13 at the end of the day. So Cam Newton will be the starter from beginning to end because Mac Jones won't be ready to challenge them. And we know if Jarrett Stidham was that guy, they would have played him last year, and they wouldn't have drafted Mac Jones. It's Cam Newton's job.
It is Cam Newton's job. There's no way he's getting benched. Let me start this off and preface it by saying Mac Jones is there for when the situation can't get any worse, not to be put in to make the situation worse. Y'all figure what that means, and then you understand when Mac Jones is playing. Not this year. He's not going into a situation to make things worse. He's going to a situation where we can't get any worse. And that's not the New England Patriots this year because they are loaded. They spent the most money in free agency. They went out there and spent 3 picks on the front 7. That was 26 in sacks and rush defense. As Bucky was saying, they're going out there trying to fix this team. They are properly reloaded. If you talk about all these additions, you start to understand what Bill Belichick understands. Oh, we did send him out there with a butter knife, but it's time for him to go out there and show us what he's really made of. Cam Newton, our starting quarterback. As I quote, Bill Belichick said, Cam's our quarterback. Whatever time Jarrett or Mac are ready to challenge and compete, we'll see how that goes. But that's not the time right now. Cam Newton had 21 total touchdowns, only 10 interceptions. With all of that adversity and all of those issues that he faced last year. I'm going to give it to you guys in story form. 2 simple, short stories. One, we all know, strength. How do you get strength in this world? Let's talk about physical strength. The first thing you do is get yourself in the weight room and struggle through something you can't handle. And then you return to that same place, and all of a sudden you can handle it. You just got stronger, right? All right, I'll give you another story. It hurts me to say this, but I gotta bring it up because this has changed my perspective in life forever. I'm the biggest mama's boy ever. Like me, I was. My mom died in 2005. Up to the age of 13, I used to sneak into my parents' bed and try to sleep and cuddle, and on Saturday morning, they had to kick me out. I was a 13-year-old bear in their bed, and they were like, yo, get your big butt up out the bed. My mom passes away. Toughest moment of my life is watching my mother sitting there in the casket. Not to be too heavy with y'all, I'm just trying to give you perspective. So once I had to be the one to close my mother's casket, and once I did that and close it, you hear it shut. You don't see your mother anymore. From that point forward, nothing in this world can be more daunting, more taxing, more demanding, more impossible to deal with than that moment. Why do I bring that up when I'm talking about Cam Newton starting a damn quarterback? Because what could be worse than what Cam Newton went through not only last year, but the last 2 or 3 years? Nothing. So he has that same perspective, that new strength, that mental toughness, that since you've been through so much, how is this going to come and phase you? Cam Newton is going to go out there with a reloaded team and destroy the competition. Not MVP worthy, but certainly something that's going to make him secure a future with the Patriots or somewhere else.
Unfortunately, Sal, you are right when you say that nothing really can be worse than Cam Newton. Because statistically speaking, he's got the 3rd worst completion percentage since 2016.
3rd ain't worse.
He's got the 3rd worst passer rating since 2016.
There's 2 other bums.
He's got the 3rd worst touchdown-interception ratio since 2016. So you are right, Marcellus. Statistically speaking, nothing can be worse than what Cam Newton has put people through.
Oh,
okay,
you wanna go
2
here.
things can be worse. That just means you're not right. I was just trying to make you right. So it really comes down to this. And you and Bucky are rarely ever biased in life, only when talking about Cam Newton and Dak Prescott. That's the only time your bias shows. But how can y'all say Cam won't get benched this year? He got benched 3 times last year with a 4th-round pick, Jarrett Stidham, who wasn't even drafted last year.
Let's go.
He got benched for Jarrett Stidham 3 times, against the Bills, against the Chargers, against the 49ers. So if Cam Newton can get benched for somebody we don't even like, imagine what can happen to Cam Newton for somebody we love. That's what y'all got to realize. Cam has already been benched for some dudes, and some dudes that Bill Belichick isn't even that fond of. But now, for the first time in Bill Belichick's coaching career, he drafts a #1 pick, 1st-round pick, and that 1st-round pick is a quarterback. That quarterback is going to have to play, and it's just a matter of time until he does.
Oh, my. Get him, Bucky.
Okay, so now here's the thing. Like, once again, we're talking about semantics because in those games in which Cam Newton was benched, the game was out of hand, and it was in the 4th quarter. It was mop-up duty. It wasn't like they pulled him out at halftime.
Why was
they
it
pulled
out
him
of
out
hand,
in the first
Bucky?
half of the game. They just was like,
Why was it out of hand, Bucky?
But it's not him. It's
Bucky.
not because of him.
Oh,
that
because of
those
him.
games are out of hand.
Where my
It's all-
mic? Hey, Bucky, those 3 interceptions against the 49ers in the 3rd quarter didn't make it out of hand?
And here's the thing about the Patriots, because you're talking about the 1st-round quarterback as if every 1st-rounder that goes to the Patriots is guaranteed a spot on the field. You remember N'Keal Harry? You remember the 1st-round pick that they took from Arizona State? The guy that was supposed to be the #1 receiver, the one who's not really even playing anymore right now.
That's a good point.
In New England, unlike most situations, they make you earn it. Mac Jones will have to earn the opportunity to be the starting quarterback. This isn't one of those situations where they're going to gift him the QB1 job. So, one, we got to see, what does Mac Jones really look like? Because remember, he enters the league with only 17 starts. He's far from being NFL or pro ready, even though we say he is because he played at Alabama. So let's see how good Mac Jones looks, if he can even beat out Jarrett Stidham for the QB2 position. Secondly, when we get Cam Newton on the field with a full offseason, OTAs, minicamp, training camp, to fully digest the offense, unlike having to learn it on the run, then we'll get a chance to see him settle in and be more comfortable. This is a better